If I were some kind of ninja, master, medic, wizard, healer, do you know what I would do? I would actually do so many things in ease with so little effort to demo, for one, how easy it is. So I'm in my house, in the kitchen, cooking the kids' tea. We haven't been out for a while, and yeah, sure, we're feeling it, but then that doesn't make that much of a difference to me just lately, because the wife and I have been so busy working that hardly makes any difference to our life anyway. Everywhere's on lockdown because of this coronavirus issue, and I'm getting into something fashionable there. I promised I'd never be a follower of fashion, and yet here I am falling for this fashion called coronavirus. We as a family aren't on total lockdown because none of us are unwell. However, even with that, the wife and I probably couldn't go on total isolation because we're healthcare workers. We don't really have much choice but to keep on working. Do you think that makes me some kind of hero? Well, wouldn't be particularly heroic if I brought coronavirus home to my children now, would it? And sure, that's a risk I take. I take it because we've got a mortgage to pay. We've got to have some way of paying it. So have I yet answered my first question? And what was that again? My first question was, do you know what I would do if I was some kind of ninja, master, medic, wizard, healer? I would achieve so much with just a click of the fingers, a very powerful and fast gesture like so what would I do with such a magical gesture if I was some kind of unknown, unseen, thus stealthy ninja, medic, master, wizard, healer? What would I do? Well, for one, I'd take a lot of things and I'd turn them around. What do I mean? Well, for one, a lot of the things that a lot of people are not quite sure about, I turn them around in such a way as to encourage people to be sure about them. I would turn things around that, in effect, sacked Rome. No, not Rome. Certain agencies within the true governments of the world. I would, in effect, rout them and sack them and teach them some manners. What am I going on about? Well, we don't really know whether or not this whole coronavirus thing is a total con. We don't know if it's a man-made virus. We don't know if it's a bioweapon being utilised by certain agencies. We don't know. And also, despite the fears of many people, actually, none of the questions are really being answered. Not first hand, nor second hand, nor third hand, nor umpteenth hand are they being answered properly. Everything that's going on around us is not transparent. So I sound like some kind of conspiracy theorist, don't I? I'm not, and I am. And I am, and I'm not. I would turn things around in such a way for as many people as I could by saying to them that all of the conspiracy theories that we can throw at this coronavirus thing, what if actually they're all true and yet there's still more? I would encourage and say that this whole thing is a reality, a situation, a scenario through which we are being called to collectively take back our power in such a way that it flies beneath and behind the radar. It demonstrates undeniably that those who think that they have some kind of control over the masses actually don't, and those who think that they can continue to rip money off of people and make money from people's pain can't anymore, and turns them all around and literally puts them on our side with such a simple gesture as or pah, and that because of everything that's gone on throughout history, all the wars and the bloodshed and the unnecessary slavery and murder. We all become friends and spread the love and the money and turn this world into a party. Yes, all you secret, so-called secret agencies and men in pink or black or whatever you think you are, how dare you? How dare you cast aspersions upon the masses that without control of a thing like religion or politic, we are murderous. Most animals left without a leader become group animals. Money and resources do not have to be totally centralized and controlled. I would create such that though we can say things like, how dare you, to the governments and the secret societies of the world, we can still walk right up to their weaponry and remain untouchable, unseeable, uncatchable. These agencies have some grip, claw, grasp, hook into our bodies and minds. I would have us learn all of the psychic powers that are so ridiculed by those in power in order to make us doubt. I would have us learn these things so powerfully and so quickly that it has just now become merely the decision alone, without any practices, without any practice, that has now given us that ability to walk into their establishments and take them, even though we display ourselves so visibly, and take back power, money and resources for every individual, so that every individual is wealthy and empowered and assured. Never mind hinting to us through stupid wee little pictures on Facebook that maybe, just maybe, certain governments of the world, certain leaders might be thinking about giving each person $2,000. Never mind conning us with that. How dare you again? What kind of insult, what kind of hurt and harm would this mere $2,000 mean to humankind anyway? Many businesses have lost a lot more than that in the space of a few days because of stupid tinkering and experimentation. I would create that we, the undersigned, insist, demand, and are having all of our houses paid in full, with land and seeds to grow food, and farms and allotments of our own, and vehicles paid, so that we don't have to go into slave labour work, so that going somewhere like work becomes a love, not a chore, becomes a voluntary extension of social love, kinship and friendship and camaraderie. not an enforced job of slave labour we have to do. We, the undersigned, insist, demand, ask, request, and are having, in no uncertain terms, total wealth for every one of us, so that we can all go party on the yachts, we can all go party and spend money, we can all go travelling around the world and learn from one another's cultures and beauty, music and dance. You wouldn't necessarily lose control of the masses, the control you think you have, because the masses wouldn't lose control. I put to you that wealth for every individual on this planet forevermore, you governments could afford that. Privacy for certain tribes on this planet, along with wealth if they chose to walk, you governments could also afford that without losing too much out of your pockets. It's known, it's often spouted amongst us working class people at grassroots level that one government spends enough on arms, weaponry, to feed, clothe and educate every single individual in every single third world country for the rest of their lives. This is a thing that's often said. It's time, agencies. It's time, governments. It's time. It's about time. This is not about encouraging people to revolt and cause chaos and destruction and harm and break buildings and cars and people. That's not what this is about. This is about encouraging that every individual is given their wealth, is allowed to be and express wealth. This is about taking a potentially lethal and dangerous situation, a situation of disempowerment and victimization, and turning it around into wealth, abundance, joy, bliss, happiness. Did I say empowerment? And turning the world into a party. Thank you.